Alrighty guys, I'm going to go over my current build for my knight, since I've been asked that a lot on my YouTube channel. Not doing anything else, just that for now. As you can see, I've got a couple of appearance items, so we're going to go ahead and start out with what I have for equipment. Okay, right now I'm set up for gold and magic find. I currently have 6 pieces of the Dark Guard Bane, the Dark Guard engulfing dart set. I only wear 5 because the other piece is the shield here. Okay, I have the boots, gloves, cape, the spalders or shoulders, and the helmet. Okay, each of them are pretty impressive alone. I've also got crit damage or damage in the triangle sockets, and in the circle sockets I have plus 25 armor plus 1.2% defend chance. I like defend because that's whenever it kicks in, it cuts down any damage you take in half. I also have 2 Ravenous Fury swords equipped. One from the original event, out of their free lockbox they gave to it, and one from the dungeons recently, the nerfed version. This works better than what I had before, as in I gained 20 damage by adding the second Ravenous Fury sword compared to just a Ravenous Fury and a Dark Guard, or a Blasphemous sword from before the nerfs. I also have a Breastplate of Hades from before the nerfs as well. Now my jewelry I wear for Magic Find, and I always continue to try to craft better jewelry whenever the days come up, but currently I have a necklace with plus 30% additional gold. Whenever the gold things come up, I'm going to try to get one with plus damage, plus crit chance, and plus crit damage. The same with any of my other pieces. I've also got another plus 30% additional gold, plus a triangle socket which I dropped plus 7.5 damage in there, another 30% additional gold, and my 2 rings are magic item find rings, which I prefer to keep because the more items you get, the more gold you get. Gold find is great, but I find item find be slightly better on getting you total gold overall. Legendary one with plus 12 damage. Again, if I get, I'm going to replace that after I get this replaced with another item find. Now the item find rings, I'm hoping to get another plus 18.63 legendary here. Okay, now the stuff I use for when I'm doing my experience runs or when I'm going through the event is, and I got lucky enough to get the full artifact set from the event. I have the Voidstone sets. Got 1 necklace, obviously decked out with damage and armor. And 2 charms exactly the same, and 2 bands exactly the same. Now my cooldown reduction goes down significantly with this. Okay, so I gain 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 cooldown reductions, just that, and then another 3% on top of that for having the full completed set. So for a total of 18% cooldown reduction on top of my 10 into the cooldown reduction passive. That allows me to use my angelic form once every 46 seconds for 10 seconds. Which is grateful help since I rely on angelic form significantly. Alright, now to my skill build. Alrighty. I have 10 points into cleave, 10 points into dual wield, and 10 points into angelic form. My cleave I find good because it deals almost 200% more damage when it attacks. You can hit it every, actually less than 2 seconds with my current cooldown, and hits every enemy around me. It also interrupts interruptible attacks as well. So then I got dual wield, which is obvious, allows me to use my right hand weapon of 25% damage of the weapon. Now, very important point here. That 25% on your dual wield thing is only the damage you see at the top there, where it says Legendary Sword, 236 damage. That plus 30 damage and plus 10 damage from the set piece is direct damage to you, to your damage number. It is not part of that 25%. This makes a huge difference in your damage output. Okay, and 10 points in angelic form. And as I explained before, my angelic form is my lifeblood of this build. I use that to be able to defeat enemies fairly quickly and to stay safe while doing so. I'll get some enemies where I can usually defeat them if I see them drop a very powerful skill or start to ready to, and I have angelic form available. I pop that to avoid the damage and able to keep hitting them instead of having to run away. My passives, as you can see, I got a significant amount of passives up. I am currently about 147 level. 10 stamina, 10 strength, 10 haste, 10 regeneration, 10 armor, 10 parry, 10 lifesteal, 10 focus, 10 mana drain, 10 agility, 10 exploit, 10 celerity, and currently 7 dodge. Once I finish out dodge, max that out, I'm going to start putting points into defend. Okay. For those of you just starting out or just getting to level 60, this is my suggestion. I posted it on my YouTube channel, but I'll say it here. Choose between one of the two, either cleave or rumble. This is my personal thing. Choose between cleave or rumble. Okay. Rumble you can use every 10 seconds. We'll do a little bit more than that and go out for further distance than cleave, and has a chance to stun your enemies. However, you can only use it about every 10 seconds when maxed out, unless you've got some cooldown on that. Cleave, maxed out, you get it every 2 seconds, and it starts out at a 5-second cooldown. I mean, it comes down significant real quick, plus almost 200 damage. Now, cleave has a very low attack radius, so it's only the enemies directly near you. But if you're killing them fairly quick, they just keep coming in, and you can keep spamming it. Okay, so at level 60, I suggest respecking. Save your gold up and respec. Put your 10 points into either cleave or rumble. 10 points into angelic form. Do nothing with dual wield. Leave dual wield alone for right now. Okay, and then you hit the following. You hit stamina, strength, armor, and I can't remember the last one. Oh, and haste. Stamina, strength, armor, and haste. These 4 here allow you to attack quickly and are your basic lifeblood to any build. Haste obviously means you can hit enemies quicker. Okay. Once you've done that, that's your 60 points from your level 60. Start building up. Which one is it? Focus and agility at the same time. So you'll be level 70 when they're both maxed out. Agility because it increases your movement speed, as well as allows you to do experience runs when you're going between enemy to enemy, get there quicker. And focus because that increases how many critical strikes you get. Okay. The next thing you build up is exploit, which increases the damage on critical strikes. Again, you're trying to get your damages out as much as possible. A knight is actually very easy to build, quick damage hitter. An archer or a wizard will do more damage later on, but they've got to really hit the passives a lot to be able to do so on a regular basis. Okay, so now that you've done these, go back to your abilities and then max out dual wield. You won't. By the time dual wield's max out, you should be close to level 80. You'll be a level 80 knight. Okay. After that, it's up to you what you want to do. I would suggest celerity to bring you up to level 90 to bring your cooldown goes. It may not seem like it, but it actually does increase the cooldown on every skill. When I hit cleave, which I'll show you guys here real quick. Did you see that like little clock there? And did you see where it started? It started at almost the 2 o'clock position. That's where the cooldown reduction comes into play. It'll start at the 2 o'clock position for a 2-second thing, which means it's actually recharging in less than 2 seconds. If you look at my angelic form, it does the same thing. It starts at the same spot. And you notice it didn't respawn in 60 seconds, it respawned closer to 56. Okay? So that allows you to use it a lot faster, and if you're fast on the button, you can do it a lot. Okay? Then it's up to you. If you have no problem popping the pods and are able to keep up on it, don't worry about your mana skills. hit your life skills, which means life steal and regeneration. Again, you're trying to use it to where you don't have to worry about have to focus on your pots as much. You still will need to. You'll still need to focus on your pots. Next, I would suggest after you do that, then you go the other way. I'm pretty good about keeping my pots down, so I didn't need my Inspirit or Intelligent, but I did put in where is it at? Mana Drain, so that way each basic attack restores my mana, so I didn't have to keep popping them as much. And then I went with some defensive skills. I finished a parry, which a chance to avoid melee attacks, especially if you're much enemies. I mean, you'll see parry pop up a lot when you use that, which is every time parry pops up means damage you did not take. And then I'm working on dodge. My next skill I'm going to pop in is defend, and then I'm going to max out intelligence and spirit, probably in that order. Why am I not doing any more abilities? Your passives are so much more important in this game, especially for your knight, than your abilities. Your ability as a knight and your primary focus as a knight, especially if you're in a group, is to be the damage sponge. You're supposed to get in there, get all the enemies around you, and let the ranged attackers pick them off from a distance, and you take the damage. Okay? After that, I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. Though odds are I'm probably going to pop down either Maim or Rumble. More than likely Rumble. Give me that chance to stun enemies. Give me a chance to really work at them. And then I'm going to keep going on until I find something, maybe Whirlwind Spikes to make them to hurt themselves, because that'll add to Throne's damage. I mean, Lay on Hands might be a good emergency button, but it's not as good. It's not something I would rely on. Frenzy might be something I add, especially if I do Charge. I'm probably not going to do Hurl until last. Yes, it gives me a ranged attack. However, since I dual wield, it's not as important. Protector as well. Again, you're the damage sponge for our party, so I might do that for my party running. It's just, I'm going to be working on my passives. And since I can only keep 3 in here, I'm going to pick 3 that I want to use on a regular basis. Okay, now let's look at my stats to show you what I get everything from. And I'll put on my artifact set. I'll be using that later anyhow, since I'm not going to be doing any magic find before I need the artifact set. To give you guys an idea of what I do, how strong my guy is right now. Okay. I'll bring my shield in so I can show you as well. Okay, with my artifact set, my armor is 29,000. This is what I currently run, dual wield swords. My armor is 29,000, my damage is 749. Okay, appearance items I have is the Crown of Valor, the Jittering Skulls of Halcyon Crest, and the Infernal Shell. I'm hoping to get the shoulders this time. I missed out on the gloves, the boots, and the sword. With the last rounds. Okay, stats. My total health is 41,144. Health regeneration 14.1 per second, 7 health per basic attack, 48 per kill, 31% life steal. These don't do much, hardly at all. These are something you don't want to focus on. Life steal is nice. If you're going to do that, focus on life steal. That's a percentage of your attack. And if you're doing fast attacks, you can recharge your health pretty good. There's some bosses I can go toe-to-toe with if I don't use any skills and just use my basic attack. My life steal will keep me alive. Mana. A total of 120 mana. Again, I haven't been focusing on mana regeneration, mana per basic attack, and mana per kill. Again, stuff I haven't focused on. My pots usually keep me up enough. Offense, 749 damage. I attack at almost 1.5 times speed than a basic. My critical chance is 59.5%, almost 60%. So 6 out of every 10 of my attacks is a critical attack. My critical damage, whenever it hits, is 2.5 times what my normal damage is. I see quite a few of my attacks hit the 4,000 damage range. Thorns, not a big deal, but I do get 107 to each enemy that hits me. Armor, we already talked about that. My dodge chance, again something I'm working on, but 35.5%. My parry chance, I avoid almost half of every melee attack that hits me. My defense chance, 36%. So if these don't kick in, this does, and it causes about half the damage at about a third of the time. I run at almost 1.5 times the speed I normally do. No shadow resistance, not as important. Item find that 10% comes from my guild. So there we go. And that's pretty much it, other than some basic skills. My guild is fully maxed out. So I get, as far as what's more important, I get a 5% increased armor, helps my armor, a 10% increased base mana, and health. Mana regeneration, health regeneration, parry and dodge chances, and a 5% increased movement speed. Alright, now, see something impressive? Watch when I equip my shield. Here, how much my armor kicks up. Almost 35,000 when I throw my shield on. I will use the shield in events that I find that I'm having a hard time staying alive in when I dual wield. It's more important for me to stay alive than it is for me to do more damage. So, I hope that gives anybody an idea what I'm doing, where I'm going with my knight build. When I've maxed my knight's out skills, I will start working on my archer, and maybe I can give you guys some advice there. Hope you enjoy it. Again, thanks for watching. If you like what you see, please subscribe to me at 4x11GD at YouTube and Twitch, and you can also find me at Twitter at 4x11GD. That's FOURX.